Brighten up those already bright mornings. Wheeler, Ollie, and Lecter. Mornings at the Cabin.
Mornings at the Cabin, indeed. And it is the horrible, no good, terrible music. 2 hours? It was going to be an hour, but we've selected so many songs that I think we're just going to do it the entire show. Get ready. Strap yourself in for a lot of eye rolling. But we've got a special guest in the house. He was going to come in at 8, but he said, you know what? We got so much terrible music this morning. I'm going to come at 7, and I'm going to bring McDonald's. Jay Bear is in the house. Thank you, Jay Bear, for joining us.
Thank you for having me.
Absolutely. Thank you for the breakfast, man. This is getting us all riled up now. I had a little bowl of mini wheats, and now I've had a sausage and egg McMuffin. I'm good to give her.
Oh, God.
All right. So we're going to play this a little bit differently. So what we decided is that the usual format's not going to work for us. So because we've got a bunch of songs, and I didn't want to just like have a few songs that we love play in the middle of it all, right? Like some stuff that dropped out of the log, like, okay, yeah, that'll play, and then we'll get back to the terrible stuff.
Yeah.
I'd like to keep it horrible, no good, terrible all morning.
Yeah.
Until the 90s at 9, where we continue horrible, no good, and terrible. Your show is great.
All right.
The 90s is not the best.
Well, I'll retaliate in this next 2 hours.
Shots
here.
fired already.
Yeah.
All right, so we're going to go right through the intro. Usually what we'll do is we'll stop at the end of the intro, and we'll go right into some music, come back for a break, and then do the news.
You don't want to play one good song?
No.
Not one?
No, not one. You want to do a palate cleanser right off the beginning?
Just start it off.
Bring them up so you can bring them down, you know?
All right. But
No? You're just so jazzed about playing really bad
We can
music.
pick one good song.
Okay, fine. We'll do a palate cleanser after the bad stuff.
What about a consensus bad song?
Well, we're going to do that too.
Okay.
So we're going to get right
You
into
got this
it.
all planned out.
Okay, but
All right.
so the intro's going to stop. There it goes.
Mornings at the Cabin, the podcast.
And now we've continued, and we're in uncharted waters.
That's
So
the
scared.
best song you're going to hear this morning.
You know what?
I mean, it's
Here's
a
the
classic.
thing.
I love that radio.
I've got the list. It is a classic.
Greek,
People have been
man.
talking about this song for a long time.
Jeez.
So we're in uncharted water. We feel like we're in international waters right now. We can do anything we want. This is the kind of stuff that we're not going to be able to do when we get our FM license. And quite possibly something the CRTC is listening to right now going, I don't know if we should give them that FM license. These effing guys. No, we're fine. We're fine. Okay, so this is how we're going to start. We're going to play them in 3 packs because we each picked a top 3 song. Then there'll be a consensus bad pick. And then somewhere in the middle there, because we're rolling our eyes so hard, we'll probably toss a palate cleanser in there.
Just reintroduce the bit, just for those who may have not been following along this past week. Didn't know what was coming up.
Absolutely. So all of this came about because Jay Bear, sorry to throw you under the bus, brother, played last Thursday. Was it last Thursday?
Yes.
Last
Thursday this all
Thursday
started.
on Home to the Cabin. He played Hoobastank, The Reason, and
Guilty pleasures.
Guilty Pleasure. Oh, oof.
You're not helping yourself.
You're not helping.
No.
That's not. So we kind of took him to task, and we had a break about how we just can't stand for that kind of stuff around
Right.
here. You know,
Yeah.
it's unacceptable.
Right.
Unacceptable behavior. Jay Bear he listened, he learned. You know, he's moved forward. He hasn't moved back. He hasn't taken our criticism and regressed. He said, you know, he turned his ear to us and he said, you know what? I'm going to grow now.
Accountability is important.
That's right. Accountability is hugely important.
Absolutely. And
then Shannon, having heard our break and not just think, well, that doesn't apply to me. You know, when somebody gets admonished, they recognize that something they've done wrong, but you look at that and you go, that'll never happen to
that's
me.
not me.
Think
It's
she's
not me.
above the law.
Yeah.
You had my back, Jack.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And so then what did she play?
She played The Pursuit of Happiness.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, that's right. I'm an adult now. That's what she played. And so
Which ironically is a very childish move.
Yeah,
Oh.
that's right. Very childish. Very childish. And we all kind of discussed this song and how much we do not like it.
Yes.
That was the first time I had heard it.
And again,
And it was horrible.
Again, all of this, if you like that song, great. There are songs that I like that are awful. God Gave Rock and Roll to You is one of the worst songs ever written, and I love it.
Kiss,
Love it.
Dr. Love.
Oof.
Terrible song.
Yeah,
I
yeah.
love it.
Or Love Gun.
But this isn't really
All
about
of Kiss's catalog.
guilty pleasures.
No, it's
is it?
not.
This is about songs that are popular songs that general consensus is that these are good songs. They're successful. They made the people that wrote them, and well, maybe not wrote them, but recorded them, a lot of money.
Yeah.
And we, for whatever reason, just cannot stand them.
Can't stand them.
In your personal opinion, they're stupid.
They are stupid.
Stupid songs.
Yeah. And I wanted to put out a little bit of a disclaimer.
Yes.
To start. Because, I mean, obviously, this is a bit of a fun bit.
Yes, it is.
Yeah, it's the horrible,
only meant
awful,
for fun.
Only meant for fun. These are songs and artists that have done very well for themselves in music. They have written or recorded these songs that have kind of taken on a life of their own.
Yes.
And I would hate to think that anything that anyone hears in the next 2 hours, us having a bit of a go at any of these songs, would stop any kid from picking up an instrument or learning
Good
to sing.
Lord.
Like,
You are putting a lot of weight to this.
honestly,
You are putting a lot of weight.
This is quite a disclaimer.
I've been thinking a lot about this. I think it's important to say because we want to have fun with this.
Yeah.
We love music.
We love it.
But I don't want this to discourage anyone from putting themselves out there because honestly, it is tough. You know this.
Oh my
You've been in
goodness.
this vulnerable
Local radio
position.
station hinders arts progress for generations.
But for real,
I understand.
like you hear that. You hear someone make fun of someone who putting themselves out there, singing a song,
Okay.
taking a chance.
I absolutely understand.
And
what
it
you're
could
saying.
stop people from doing
I
that.
understand.
And I want to just put that out there. This
Absolutely.
is not the intention of this bit.
Absolutely not. Also, like, and I completely understand what you're saying. And people putting themselves out there, like, when we're getting into your songs, it's what you're saying is very true, and I stand behind you 100%. However, when you're talking about like the bands we're talking about in your 3-pack, it's just like they're not putting themselves out there. They're legitimate, established bands that have had hits upon hits upon hits.
I mean, by now,
One of them's dead.
Maybe not at the time. I don't know, like the timeline of these bands and their success. But basically, what I'm getting down to is don't let the threat of criticism stop you from ever trying to create art. Go out, do it,
Absolutely.
and once you sell 1 million records, then we can criticize
We
you.
can criticize you
because
all
you
the way
won't
up and
care
down.
what we think.
That's
by that
exactly
point.
right. That's exactly right. All in good fun.
Anyway, let's crap on some music.
Well, yeah. Okay, we're going to start with your 3-pack first. Lecter has volunteered to go first. He's got a 3-pack of very well-known songs that you hear on the daily.
Yes.
And so what we'll do is I'm going to get you to we'll mention these 3 songs because we're going to go right into the news.
Okay.
So we'll mention your 3 songs. You give us some reasons, and then we'll go into it, and then we'll hit the news.
Okay.
Okay.
So my 3 songs. Going to start with the number one I have written down here. I think when I think of this song, I think the best thing I can say about it is that it's only like 2 minutes and change long.
Yes, it is.
It gets in, it gets out. It's fine, but honestly, it feels like an eternity to me. It feels like a 7-minute song because it's that torturous.
So they knew when they made it. They're like, this
Maybe
is really
they
bad.
did.
Let's cut it down to 2 minutes.
Yeah, I have no idea that I have to imagine that the recording sessions were just an exercise in trying not to slip into madness. There's this one organ part that's just 2 notes. It just and it literally goes on like that with some guy spouting some nonsense in front. The song topping my list is Devo, Whip It.
Yes, it is. Yes, it is. Tell us the other 2.
I don't know if I can get to the other 2.
Get it.
Second song.
Yeah.
The first notes of this song, as soon as it hits, you can just tell this is going to be an annoying next like 3.5 minutes.
Yeah. This is a song for a potato commercial with Cheese Whiz.
It has one of the quirkiest startings, I think, probably of any pop song out there.
Yeah.
And the best thing I can say about this song is that it reminds me of Jason Perino and Roz at Twist doing karaoke.
Yeah.
Because the actual song I hate, them doing it in karaoke I love because they did it perfectly. And Jason was no amazing singer or anything like that, but this song he just nailed.
Like a Weezer Africa type situation.
He hit the part so perfectly. My second song is B-52's Love Shack.
Oh,
I had them ordered wrong, so I was thinking of your next song as the song for the potato commercials where they see them covered in Cheese Whiz.
So my third song, I think, it's one of those songs that had to have been written with the intent of selling to commercials.
Yes.
So, because, I mean, you could apply it to anything. Potatoes, casinos. I think it's been used for every casino in North America to advertise their gaming. And it's just, I hate the sound of every instrument in it. It's just
That's hard to do.
And
It is hard to do.
awful sounding song.
Yeah.
It is arguably the 80s at its most 80s. And I also hate that this guy kind of sounds like Tom Jones to me.
Oh, yeah.
Because we already had one Tom Jones, and he's enough.
Yep.
We didn't need more Tom Jones in our life. My third song, Robert Palmer, Simply Irresistible.
Mornings at the Cabin, the podcast where we cut out all the great music and you're left with the rest.
We have a consensus bad pick because I was going to put it on my list, and then I said, you know what? No one cares that you don't like that song. Nobody likes that song. But when we talked about it this morning, I think this might be somebody's wedding song. You know?
A wedding song?
Oh, probably. There's people out there that love this song. Love this song. Love a bad boy. Love being someone that loves you so much that they'll
are we talking
cheat
about
on their relationship for you.
We're talking
there are
about
people
the
that love
consensus.
that.
The consensus
This
song.
is the consensus.
You think someone would use this as their wedding song?
Maybe
That's a song. That's a marriage.
cheating.
I
They're
know.
gonna get
I know
divorced.
some people that they use this as
That's
their wedding
due for
song.
failure.
But we were talking about this whole week. Is that well, you mentioned it yesterday, AJ, in the group chat that you need to start listening to lyrics more. Because, you know what I mean? Because, you'll listen to a song like Third Eye Blind, Semi-Charmed Kind of Life, where it's like, do, 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 literally used in trailers for kids' movies. They just avoid the line where it's just like, doing crystal meth will lift you up until you break. So that song's about meth addiction, but it's a super
That's nice.
snap your fingers, snap your toes type tune, right?
Sunny package tune.
So no, this isn't a Sunny Package tune, but it's a good rock riff. It's
so
we got,
romantic.
and that kind of thing, and a lot of people dig
You
that.
can
Man.
hear his burning passion. in
Burning
his
passion
voice.
for his committed relationship that he's in, and the fact that you're on the phone right now, and how that's just tearing him in two.
Oh, it's just so hard.
It's so hard being with a beautiful woman and then having another beautiful woman call you on the phone. I gotta sneak into the next room and tell you how much I love you. Consensus bad pick. Hinder, Lips of an Angel. Oof.
The Mornings at the Cabin podcast.
Maybe I shouldn't have started this new relationship. Obviously, I don't have healthy coping mechanisms.
I'm gonna put my phone on silent.
You text me, I'll check it.
Hey, you don't choose who you love, guys.
That's right. The heart
Love
wants what the
chooses
heart
you.
wants, and sometimes the heart just wants everybody.
That's right.
In the text message era, this wouldn't happen.
That's right. Well, I mean, this song came out in 2012. They had text message. They had text messages.
Yeah, but you had to hit the button 3 times to get
That's
one
right.
letter,
It was like T9.
That's the one, yeah.
So sick of T9.
Yeah, might have started out that. Maybe that was the real story. Honey, why are you texting me so late? I got to turn my phone on silent.
Yeah.
See, just
Yeah,
it's
yeah.
hard to
Tell you
work
what,
that way.
Takes me all night to send this text.
Tell you what, we'll go have a whispered conversation over a cell phone in the next room. Good Lord, that song. Anyway, that was the consensus bad pick. Now we're going to get into Jay Bear's trifecta, his least favorite songs for the horrible, no good, terrible music show. Jay Bear?
Well, let's start it off with what I think may be the most controversial of the three, Lil Nas X, Old Town Road.
I mean, terrible. I like it. Came to the party late on Lil Nas X. I honestly didn't hear that song all the way through until I was in the UK last year, and it was on the radio a bunch, and I was like, "This is actually not that bad." And at that point, I was already about a year late on that song.
It's a commercial cash-in.
It
I
is.
mean,
Of course
it
it
is just a full-on jack. The guy is coming for your money,
Billy Ray Cyrus, come for your money.
cashing in, and bringing Billy Ray Cyrus with him.
Hey, he needs the money.
I do like
it's
that.
a charitable song.
The thing I like about this song, other than it's a banger and it slaps, is that Billy Ray
Shout out to Wix.
Cyrus, he comes out of nowhere in 1992 with one of the biggest country hits ever, one of the biggest country crossover hits ever,
Which also could be on the list.
Which
Could
also
be
should be on
that's
the
a
list.
consensus one. Yeah,
And then
I think.
20 years later, he's just like, I'm now on the biggest single in the history of
Well,
music.
now there was
love
some
that.
stuff in between. He produced another artist.
No.
Yeah, Miley.
No one cares.
Hannah
about that.
Montana came
No,
out.
no one
He
cares
was a
about that.
huge star in
No
Hannah
one had
Montana.
any idea.
But
who
she's
Billy Ray
great. She
Cyrus
has no business in this conversation.
That's right.
Yeah.
She's
I mean-
great. He's great.
Yeah,
Okay.
some of her stuff's great.
So Lil Nas X,
Yeah.
Old Town Road coming up first. What else you got?
The next one is Don McLean's American Pie.
Another. What are you doing? You're doing this on purpose. You're trying to upset us.
I am. That is an agreement boo.
Oh, it's agreement.
Oh yeah, no, I had overlap. I even mentioned this in our group chat that my overlap song, because we thought we were going to have overlap, was with Jay Bear, American Pie. I hate this song.
There are many things wrong with it. Here's the thing that bugs me the most: drinking whiskey and rye.
Yeah.
Rye is whiskey.
Yeah.
If he had
That's
said
right.
bourbon and rye.
Whiskey and rye.
If he had said scotch and rye, but he says whiskey and rye. It's like saying I'm going to have beef and steak.
I'm going to have a beef steak. Well,
I
you can get
actually
beef
do that
steak,
quite
but-
often.
That's right.
Yeah, I'll have ground beef on a steak all day.
Side
That's
dish,
right.
yeah.
I mix my rye with my whiskey.
I love that song.
Yeah, I
it
know.
goes
And
on
it's like the day that.
forever.
Well, he even says it in the song. He knew the day the music died. It's when this song was
That
released.
song is the day the music died. It dies at the 6-minute mark. It goes on for 2 more minutes.
I know. And we may not get through the whole thing. I'm just going to warn you that now. And your last one is?
And my last one is, I'm blanking. What is my last one?
Hear my cries, hear my calls, Godzilla.
Puff Daddy ruining Kashmir on Come With Me from the Godzilla soundtrack.
I still love this song.
I still can't
I'm
think of it.
A little sad to say that I
It's
heard
on the
that
99.
before I heard Cashmere.
Oh,
You could say
Oh, millennials.
that Puff Daddy got me into Led Zeppelin.
Oh,
wow.
I'm not going to.
I am not going to say that. Okay, we're running tight into the news here because Don McLean's song is 8.5 minutes long.
The Mornings at the Cabin podcast was recorded before a sort of live, thankfully not in the studio, audience.
The horrible, no good, terrible music show. That was our second 3. Is that a third 3-pack? Second 3-pack. From Jay Bear. Oh, that included Lil Nas X, Don McLean, American Pie, and Puff Daddy featuring Jimmy Page. Come With Me. I had no idea that song was so long. And I know we didn't play all of American Pie, but you got the idea after the first minute or so.
There's
You
like
got
9 verses.
Yeah. It's like the Canadian national anthem. It just keeps going. Yes, and we've got
Wow.
we got our second special guest has joined us for the second hour.
Look, we're all upset after that last song.
Shannon Moore, 1 to 4. We're all a little bewildered. Feeling a little naked right now.
I've never heard that version.
It's
I'm
terrible.
still twitching. And
Yeah,
the part where
well-
he sings in
Yeah,
quotations.
Well, because it was from that Godzilla movie.
It
right?
was.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't.
So it was
Don't
way
you
back.
make excuses for
It's
him?
from the
Oh
American
no!
Godzilla movie.
No! That was one of those ones that I thought, why did Jimmy Page do that?
Money.
But what I was gonna say to Jay
Money.
Bear was, this is the second one that's like a guest appearance by a better musician,
Totally.
or just a
Yeah.
more famous one, right?
Yeah, more famous.
I'd
Are you talking
rather-
about Old Town Road?
Yeah, but Billy
Oh,
Ray, if he hadn't been involved, Little Nas X would not have been allowed to be played on country.
Yeah,
how it worked out.
There was some racism
Yeah.
involved there because like most of the pop country nowadays is like talk singing and they basically rap.
But
And-
that's the thing. I was like, Jimmy Page clearly did that for the money.
Yeah.
Billy Ray, maybe he had better intentions with his
No,
achy
Billy Ray
breaky
did
heart.
that for the money. We were just talking about this as well. He's got
I
like
know,
2 of
I
the
was
biggest hits
listening.
in the history of music,
Yeah.
and they're 20 years apart, and they're the only songs you can list by him.
Yeah.
That's the career I want.
That's right. Come back after 20 years and do it again. Jay Bear, I'm not going to thank you for that 3-pack, but
the longest
Still
song.
thank you for participating in this show. Shannon Moore has joined us here in the studio. Welcome.
Thank you.
You've joined Jay Bear with us in this this musical journey we've taken through just Crudtown.
Yeah, Crudtown.
Yeah, and I mean, we haven't really had, up until now, we haven't had ones where we've been like, hey, I like that song. We shouldn't.
Well, Little Nas.
Yeah, but Little Nas X is almost like ironical that we're doing
Yeah,
it that way. You know what I mean?
ironical.
'Cause-
American Pie.
Yeah.
yeah, no, we kind of came to a consensus that that's a terrible song.
It's
No, you didn't ask me.
No, we didn't ask you. And what do you think of American Pie?
As I just said, I have fond memories of that song.
Yeah, everybody does because it's still playing.
I think it's fine.
Yeah, you think it's fine.
Yeah.
Great. Great.
That's kind of where I landed.
Yeah.
I was like, I don't
It
really
captures
like
a
it, but
moment
I
in
don't
musical
dislike
history.
it.
Yeah, and then it just kind
You
of
know who
talks
died?
around it and then just like actually lasts longer than the moment it's talking about.
You know what was worse?
forever.
Madonna's cover.
Yeah, but no,
There you
yeah,
go.
Yeah, that was a consensus.
that's right.
Okay.
I'm surprised there's no Madonna on these lists. But this next one, we're going to run into some things, I feel like. Because AJ, his 3-pack is
Awful.
ripe with controversy.
Yep.
So let's get into this 3-pack. We'll do the news. We'll do another palate cleanser. And we'll get into Shannon's. Okay. AJ, defend yourself.
I'm going to start with my 3.
Yep.
Go up from there.
Oh, okay.
So my 3 would be Crash Test Dummies' Superman song.
Come on, man. Come on.
It's a stupid song.
It's a Canadian standard.
That's my
Not
whole
a
defensive.
stupid song.
Yeah, it just doesn't need to be there.
When he talks about Solomon Grundy, I mean, every time I'm like,
Superman's eulogy, man.
yeah, that's right.
I mean,
You never made any money
I know.
saving the world from Solomon
I
Grundy.
get that, yeah. And they turn
despair.
Superman into like
Yeah.
a blue collar hard worker. Yeah, it's not. I don't know. It's just not for
folk
me.
Would
song.
you want to change every day in a phone booth?
Yeah.
I don't think so.
Yeah, if I could
It gets
fly.
tiring.
If that was the trade off, if I had superhuman strength and I could fly,
Yeah, I changed it to
I might be a little broke. I'd just go rob a bank once every 10 years. You know what I
Poor
mean?
Superman, AJ.
Yeah, poor Superman.
Poor
And
Superman.
Tarzan.
He's got it
That's what
so
Tarzan.
tough.
Yeah.
Oh,
All
let's not forget about
misunderstood.
Tarzan. Yeah.
Yeah.
What a song. All right.
Okay.
Let's move on.
That's-
I'm getting upset.
That's one.
The next one, and I know this one's going to be controversial, is the Tragically
I
Hip
can't even.
Ahead by a
The
Century.
nation is still grieving.
Man, bring it on.
The nation is still grieving.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm swimming in a sea of Canadians.
Ugh.
This is, I honestly, it
Against
was
the
hard
current.
to pick which one I disliked the most, so I just kind of randomly picked it.
It's funny that I actually didn't know this about, like, until we started talking about this and you listed your 3, I was like, what?
I've been very vocal with.
Damn.
I've never liked the Tragically Hip. I just don't like their music at all.
Which is like, and again, this is all opinion. This
Yep.
isn't like, I mean, some of our songs
And some opinions
Absolutely.
are terribly wrong. That's okay.
are misguided.
Uninformed, ignorant, misguided.
And-
now, in the group chat, before you go on, in the group chat, you said the most overrated singer in Canadian history. Now, I don't think
agree.
anybody's ever accused Gord Downey of being a good singer.
Well, you just love him. You love Gord
Yeah.
Gord
Because
Downey
he's
is
a friggin'
god.
poet, man.
Yeah, and you know what? To that respect,
He speaks to our experience.
I really don't listen to the message of the song.
Exactly. That brings
It's-
us back to the
how
next
does-
point.
How does it sound in my ears? And that's it.
Yeah,
and
yeah.
that was when it came up to that. I'm like, fair enough. There's some sounds people don't like.
Yeah, and I do not like Gord
And
Downey's
I've heard,
voice.
listen, I've been a hip fan long enough. I've had enough discussions with people who are like, oh, it's like the same 4 chords in a row.
Are you doing my voice right now?
Yeah.
Is that what I sound
You're
like?
throwing in
Every
to
time-
other
okay,
voices.
yeah.
This is
Every
this
time
is an
you-
amalgamation.
People
of,
you don't
time-
like amalgamated into one voice.
That's right.
Carry on.
Exactly.
Every
Carry on.
time.
and
every
then
time
just
she does
like,
your voice.
oh, and his voice. And it's just like so annoying. I'm like, okay, well, fair. You
Same
don't like
4
it?
chords. It's like, and then they say they like Nickelback, or they say they like some other rock band who plays the same 4 chords.
I don't think AJ likes Nickelback.
No, he doesn't.
Okay.
Not a huge fan.
There you go.
There's a
See?
couple songs
That's
that are
fine.
like,
well, Jesse says that too.
Yeah.
So
It's true. There are
I
a couple
know.
songs.
I
And your
don't.
third pick.
My third pick, and this is the worst one of them all. This is not even
We're gonna start
music.
with it.
This is Bjork, Army
Oh,
of
yes.
Me. What a waste of time.
love it.
I love this song.
I can't
Same.
believe we had this on our playlist.
The Mornings at the Cabin podcast.
AJ's trifecta of Bjork, Crash Test Dummies, and the Tragically Hip.
That was a palate cleanser for me.
That was the palate cleanser?
His break.
His break. Oh,
his
really?
block of songs.
Okay, fair enough.
It's tough to hear.
The one garnering the most controversy, obviously, the Tragically Hip, because you hate Canada. That's fine. It's okay. You're not even really
Canada
from
and
here.
puppies.
We should
Canada
have
and
done a palate cleanser with Land Down Under. Men at Work.
Ugh. Yeah.
Now there's a tune.
Yeah, now there's a jaunty tune.
The nation's pride.
That's right. The horrible, no good, terrible music show continues. Shannon Moore has selected her 3, and well, not controversy, just kind of like kicking people while they're down.
A little bit, yeah. I mean, these are good people you're about to drag to the mud.
one that's like was meant to like raise money for her kids, and she just hates it.
Starving
Yep.
I would
children.
never do that.
I would never do that either. I would never raise money for kids.
No.
Shan,
Yeah.
what do you got?
Well, so do you want me to list them right now?
Well, yes, I do.
Okay. So the first one is you talked about yesterday, was it?
Yes.
And you did a little improvisation of the song
That's
on air. It is OMC's How Bizarre.
Oof.
But the thing is, I told you when I came in. How Bizarre.
The
So
Muppets.
the thing is, and I'm going to get this out of the way so I can trash it.
Oh, I can't wait.
So I did not know. I did a little looking into them.
You shouldn't have done that.
I know I shouldn't have. It's much better not to know,
You
right?
made it
Because
personal.
ignorance means you
Bliss.
can trash talk.
That's
Yeah.
right.
But then you learn, which is sort of what I think all this is about. It's a little lesson.
This is what it's about to lesson for all
Cautionary
of us.
tale.
Yeah, we're getting
To,
lectured. Is that?
to respect
No,
each other's
that-
likes.
That you can learn something and maybe have a different opinion, but I still don't like the song, so it's okay.
Okay.
So,
go ahead.
OMC I thought was a trio because
Yeah.
they talk about in this song the brothers in the back,
Yeah.
Xena's in
It's
the
a
front.
band.
Or whatever. No, but the brother, because I went to watch the video thinking, maybe it was something in the video that I didn't like. So I muted it and watched the video, and the brother just disappears.
Oh.
He's never in it again. And it's actually just the guy.
Is it just the guy?
It's not the band.
OMC
Yeah.
is one dude?
It's just the guy. And he tragically
Renthal
died.
Michael Carlton.
No, it's actually European for ump.
No, they're actually from New Zealand, which is another thing.
Oh.
I'm like, I can't make fun of Kiwis.
There you go.
But
But Australians, go for it.
Oh,
all
fair
day.
game.
Habazai.
So the thing is, I've always had venom for this song.
Venom?
It's like it just makes me
Yeah, it's not great.
twitch
Yeah.
with anger.
Okay.
What are you talking about? What's in your face? What's all around you? Bizarreness? Everything that they list in this song is not bizarre. It's something that might just happen in your day.
Buy the rights, Shannon.
Oh
Buy
my!
the rights.
And like everyone, that's that cheeky you care so much about our interesting lives that you're going to buy the rights
Buy the rights to my
to
story.
listen to the rest. Want to know what happens? No, I don't. Actually. And the thing is that that they thought they were making it big. Like this song,
They
were
did
like,
for a
we're
little
gonna
bit.
Be
They did.
like,
And then they had that cover of I Love LA. Which
it's funny that I've never heard that. I heard you talking about it. I was like, I don't know what that is.
Century Boulevard, we love it.
Oh my!
Century
I
Boulevard,
want to hear it
we
now.
love it. I love LA.
But yeah, it's pretty bad.
Okay,
and
we
then the
got- what is
chorus, the annoying chorus, repeats 3 times.
Well,
at
we'll
the
hear
end.
it.
Okay, so do you want me to tell you the other songs?
I do, yeah.
So we're gonna
Yeah, we've been doing it like, you tell us your trifecta,
Right.
we do that.
we just play it.
Yeah.
So the second one is gonna be "Do They Know It's Christmas?"
In July.
So,
A
but,
song written to
How
raise
bizarre.
money for children.
but in a
Starving
very
children in Africa.
no tone deaf Western perspective.
It is. You're right.
Slamming a continent, saying that nothing grows there, no water flows. Like, what are you?
know it's Christmas.
No, because they're not like unless you want to go colonize everywhere there.
We
then
do.
They might know.
We
Britain,
do.
Britain does.
Yeah.
That's the thing. I'm like,
Britain
yeah,
was great at it.
Bob Geldof. They don't know, but it doesn't matter. And then there are other versions of that's the thing is that it's not just this one.
Do they
that
know it's
people
Kwanzaa?
Keep re-recording it.
Do they know it's Hanukkah?
That's the thing. Why not? And I get that there was this good intention behind it to raise money because of an Ethiopian drought.
Well, it
I
doesn't
understand.
sound like you do.
No, I do. It's the fact that it remains as this, because then later versions say there's a line that's written into later versions. There'll be no snow in Africa this Christmas.
Obviously.
The best gift they'll get this year is life.
Ooh, wow. Yeah, okay. Yeah.
Oh, instead of a shiny new iPhone? Oh, no. Shouldn't we all be striving for that? Like,
White privilege was alive and well in the 80s.
Oh, man,
Yes.
the 80s had a lot of blind spots. A lot of blind spots.
So Western ignorance
It was 'cause of the
and the patriarchy and
Yeah. Okay.
corporate holidays.
Oh, you
but
have-
listen, wait,
Oh,
wait.
you're slamming Christmas in
have-
general now.
You have
Well-
actual reasons for hating these songs, like legitimate reasons.
But-
Well, the rest of us are like, I don't like the way this one sounds.
I don't like his
But
voice.
listen, I wanted to say, because I told Jay Bear, who has taken the most, I don't know, not offense, but surprise at my selection, because it was a charity song. But the thing is, Bob Geldof was quoted as saying, I am responsible for 2 of the worst songs in history, and the other one is We Are the World. Both of his big charity songs,
Yeah.
he agrees, are just horrible.
But they raised a lot of money. And you know what? I like We Are the World. You know why?
Make it
Because
a
and
better
it's not
place.
it's not the best song. It's the fact that they have the best singers ever, like basically of all time
now,
in that song.
also, just to let you know, sorry, Jay Bear,
Okay,
one
no,
quick
this is
thing.
yours.
Apparently, again, as musical lore tells, all of these artists, whenever he did something, were just too afraid to say no to Bob Geldof.
Because he was too powerful.
There you go.
That's right.
Also, he's a little crazy.
Yeah, Geldof's a little crazy.
I just want to shout out to Tears Are Not Enough, the Canadian song.
Oh yes, Bryan Adams. He was one of the heavy hitters.
Oh my lord.
What? It was for a good cause, Jesse.
Yeah, no, it's terrible though.
Okay, so
That's why
I'm-
nobody knows about it.
and this is the thing. So yes, we're going to hear a Christmas song in July. That's fine.
Yeah, but for Tears Are Not Enough, Children in Africa were like, you know what, just keep your money. We don't need it.
It did lead to Live Aid, though, with some incredible
Band-Aid
iconic
led to
performances.
Live Aid. Yeah.
That's fine.
Yeah.
That's fine.
Which has arguably one of the greatest
Yes.
performances ever, which is Queen.
Yes.
Yeah.
Which is great. And
Yeah.
again, that's fine and whatever.
That's all
just
fine and
opinions.
dandy. What's
So
your third
my
pick?
third one
Yeah,
is Paul McCartney.
fair.
Come on to me.
Like,
He's old.
And the thing is, I was actually kind of surprised Scott didn't rage against this. But this song is what resting on your laurels sounds like.
this is
Wow.
Shannon, you're making the show right now.
As soon as I heard it, I was like, what is he doing?
Yeah,
I want this on 1 to 4 every day.
That's right.
I just want
That's
you
right.
slamming.
That's
Here's
the
the-
problem. I could. There are enough songs I don't like.
yeah. No, but I like that. Here's a man who never has to write a song again. But then
But
he
he's
did.
doing it. Yeah.
I think he wanted to show he could still write a pop song, and it's a pop song.
I just
Anyway.
don't like the lyrics.
Shut up, J Bear.
All right, let's get into Shannon's trifecta. Let's start it off with a little OMC. How bizarre.
I'm going to turn off now.
The Mornings at the Cabin podcast, where we delete all the bad bits and make them sound at least semi-coherent.
Paul McCartney, come on to me. The end of Shannon's trifecta of awful. But you know what? We're still going to take you to task for crapping all over a fundraising song.
No.
For the kids.
Pretty bad. It's a really bad song, and you're absolutely right. Tone deaf AF, man.
And this is the thing, like Jay Bear and I, we've been talking during that to
Yeah.
avoid listening to those songs. And I get it. It led to better things. And the intention was good. And a lot of people, even back then that were
Yeah.
criticizing, they're like, what are you guys doing? It did bring attention to an issue.
Yeah.
And they did acknowledge how hard it would be to
Yeah.
write a pop song
Terrible thing.
about a terrible thing.
Terrible things can lead to good things.
And then
The
eventually
U.S.
stuff
used
came out of it.
the U.S. used Nazi scientists to get to the moon. What are you gonna
But, well, that's, yeah, wow.
Yeah, totally the same
This
thing.
took a turn.
do?
Totally.
Put these things together.
Totally
On
the
the
same
same
thing, hand in hand.
But the thing is that people are still remaking that song, and I think that they should find a new one.
They should probably, yeah, that's right.
Yeah.
Do they care if it's Christmas?
Is
Good.
Christmas relevant to hunger?
Yeah.
exactly. Yeah, is Christmas relevant to people who don't celebrate it? No.
And no snow south
Yeah.
of the equator during, like, come on.
Yeah,
Of course not.
that's fair.
Anyway.
So they were
There you
right.
go.
You're saying they were right.
Well,
There
yeah,
was
they
going to be
stated
no
a
snow
fact. It's
at
true.
Christmas.
Okay.
Anyway, thank you for this opportunity.
Thank you. Thank you for joining us. And it's been a lot of fun. And I guess we're not going to do mine. So we'll just finish the show.
No, do it, go.
No, we got time. But no palate cleanser this time. We don't have time
Yeah,
for
no.
a palate cleanser, and I've eliminated the news just to get mine in here.
Ooh.
So I had some trouble picking songs. I was trying to. There were some songs that I really don't like, but at the same time, it was like "Lips of an Angel." It's like, yeah, nobody likes that song, although some people do. But it was like a little too easy to dump on. So I wanted to pick some things that like are kind of almost kind of sacred. They're on high heavy radio play, stuff like that. I did have Freebird in my top 3, but I did replace it because it's 8.5 minutes. What's one of the reasons it's so terrible? And the other reason is that it's the song that, for whatever, like it comes on in a bar and like just a bunch of drunks start scream singing it. It's like Don't Stop Believing. It's just like, I can't take this. This is too much.
I like to sing Freebird.
Yeah.
I am one of them.
I am one of those.
So do I.
Exactly.
But I don't like it. Okay, so my 3, I've picked. The first one is Bryan Adams, Summer of '69.
Oh,
because you know what?
God.
It's not even about the year 1969. It's
I
already
know.
a lie. And Bryan Adams, just like, because Bryan Adams equals CanCon, I had to pick a Bryan Adams song, and I couldn't pick Everything I Do It For You,
No,
because it's a perfect
Yeah,
song.
it's great.
Don't chuckle over there. So I picked this one just because,
Yeah.
like, you hear it all the time. It's on every, and it's
And
yeah,
Bryan Adams is awful.
yeah,
He's an
it's-
awful
yeah.
human being.
Yeah, he's not great. He's not great. He's not doing.
What
he's
has he
not doing
done
the
for
best.
charity? Tears are not enough.
Yeah, tears are not enough.
Didn't
Here,
bring
have
snow to Africa,
have
I'll
your
tell you
cheers.
that much.
Number 2 is, people are going to hate me for this one probably because it's like a wedding standard now. Black Eyed Peas, I Got a Feeling.
Oh, the memories.
The memory. I know, everybody's got
Dun,
these memories.
dun, dun, dun,
Yeah.
dun,
Yeah.
dun, dun, dun.
Dun, dun, dun. Fill up my cup. Drink. Oh, it's
That's
so
perfect.
insufferably.
Yeah, but when you're in that mindset,
No,
though, when you're there in the moment.
No. I remember when it was first popular and people were playing it. It's like a pump up song while we were getting dressed at work. And I was just like, that's just ruined my night.
Getting dressed at work?
Well, we would dress up for work. We would do dinner. We were doing dinner.
I was thinking like
everybody was naked and getting dressed for work.
He had a bit of a different job.
Yeah, it's
Yes,
a different
yes.
job. We had to get dressed.
What about the welder's daughter cover?
Anyway,
it's more fun.
Yeah.
Live.
It's the moment. It's
I
the
love
experience.
Welder's Daughter. They also do a cover of Blurred Lines that
I know.
needs to die. And the last one I just picked because it's like one of the worst songs ever. Starship. We built this city.
Rock and roll?
Yeah, we built the city on rock and roll.
Because it just doesn't work that way.
Tony plays the mamba. Listen to the radio.
But don't you remember? We built the city.
On rock and roll.
We built the city on rock and roll.
That's right. So
Cities
that's my
are built on
trifecta to
good
finish off the
governance.
horrible, no good, terrible music show. Thanks for listening. There were a couple of requests. We won't have time for them, but maybe we'll acknowledge them next week when we get back into it. But let this be a lesson to any of the hosts here. You play crap. We're going to play a lot more crap. So Bryan Adams, Black Eyed Peas, and Starship to finish off the show. Full disclosure, love Starship. We built the city. I love you all. Bye-bye.
Thanks for listening. Check out more from the show at cabinradio.ca and by following the Mornings at the Cabin Facebook page.